edition of the 3-Point Conversion Presents Making the Cut. I'm Mr. Controversy, sitting here live at Will's Barbershop in Fayetteville, North Carolina. You know I'm blessed with special talent. I got my man Big Google.
Yeah.
We got a special guest, the sportsologist. Welcome to the show.
What's up?
And today's topic, we're talking about the AFC North. Pittsburgh, Cleveland, Baltimore, Cincinnati. Who's gonna take the division?
Basically, over history and everything, I think that is a real tough division, one of the hardest divisions in the AFC. You're looking at the fact that you still have in the more recent years Baltimore Ravens and the Pittsburgh Steelers, you know, not only winning the division and representing the division for a number of years, but also producing the Super Bowl championship. I think that Pittsburgh has added some talent. Everybody has kind of upgraded. There's been some key losses, but all in all, it's looking like once again that two of those teams will still get to the playoffs. I think Pittsburgh, probably just because of the rotation of the way it's been over the years. I know Cleveland has made some noise with just adding Johnny Manziel and a few other rookies, and now you got some people to throw to. Josh Gordon's suspension kind of like still leaves them, you know, if they're going to necessarily have the, you know, that prolific offense that they were looking to have. But all in all, controversy, I think that Pittsburgh Steelers going to do a rebound year this year and come out on top on that division. But let's not forget about Cincinnati Bengals. 3 years straight in the playoffs, always had a very good defense, lost some key pieces, lost a couple of coordinators, but all in all, I'm going to roll with Pittsburgh Steelers.
That's very good analysis. Of course, I would want to say Cleveland, but I can't say that, of course. No, my pick is absolutely going to be the Ravens this year. One key addition that I'm actually going to throw the Panthers under the bus for. How do you let Steve Smith walk away from your team?
Right.
Adding Steve Smith to Joe Flacco up there, I think is going to be a key addition for them. Allow them to be able to spread the ball down the field. And that's going to be what's going to get the Ravens over the top. Pittsburgh is still going to be mentioned in the conversation as well as Cincinnati, which is going to make this division very, very tough. But at the end of the day, I give the Ravens the nod to go ahead and take that over.
All right. Well, I think it's a tough division, but Pittsburgh, as Big Google said, I think they're going to rebound. I mean, you look at the season they had last year. At the end of the season, it seemed like they looked Pittsburgh-esque. You know, they came back to running the ball. Le'Veon Bell, I'm probably saying his name wrong, but Bell, he came in, he took storm, rushed, pretty much put him on his back. Then you look at Antonio Brown, look what he did. And it's just like that team built together. I mean, besides that cheating fiasco with Kansas City, but other than that, I think Pittsburgh was the scariest team going into the playoffs if they would have made the playoffs. So I think they're going to bounce back. I like what Cleveland did. Johnny Manziel, that was nice as far as excitement, but I like Hoyer. I mean, Hoyer looked good last year. When he started out, he looked good. Also, you add key pieces like Ben Tate. I know they let Jackson go, but yeah, you signed the linebacker from Arizona, Carlos Dansby. I mean, they added some nice pieces. Then you go back to Cincinnati. Like you said, they made 3 years in a row. They made the playoffs 3 years in a row. But are they ever going to get over the hump? And I think with Pittsburgh coming up this year, will they be that team that sink down? I like Baltimore, but I just don't think Baltimore have enough pieces, so I'm rolling with Pittsburgh.
Yeah, and all in all, once again, you got to look at the experience, the factors of the fact that Tomlin and that system has been since, you know, the 2000s, late 90s. They have just been dedicated in winning and doing what it takes. You look at the fact that they added, you know, Darius Haywood-Bay. You know, they of course lost on defense, Foot, which wasn't necessarily, he was on the decline. Right. And then, but Ryan Clark, you know, with that leadership in the secondary and everything, that's going to be a tremendous difference. But I think as long as you got the man, Troy Polamalu, there in the defensive backfield, looking and just doing what he does, I think at the same time it's been, you know, to where he's going to come to where injuries are not going to be plaguing them entering into the season like it has previously before. I think he's overcome. He's ready to, you know, possibly become one of the candidates for Defensive Player of the Year based on just the fact that he's that type of dude to be poised to have such a great season. Mm-hmm. You know, at the same time, like you say, with Cincinnati, I think it all rests on the hands of Andy Dalton. When it's all said and done, can he carry the pressure? Can he step up to the plate? Can he produce versus kind of like the mediocre playoff appearances he's done the last couple of years. So in that sense, of course, they're going to be strong defensively, and all in all, that's going to be a battle because each team is each other's rivalry. That AFC North, I mean, you liable to see a game when they play each other. The winner is 9-6. You know, so all in all, I think, you know, to an extent, the field goal kickers and the punters about to have a great season because those are just going to be some tremendously strong defensive teams, and you know, it just be great contests. You know, the Ravens and Steelers going at it, all this and that. All in all, like I said before, 2 teams from that division are going to go to the playoffs typically, just like every year.
So I have a question for you. You're a Cleveland Browns fan. We know y'all defense is tight, but with Josh Gordon getting suspended, do y'all have enough on offense to come back and make a run for the playoffs?
To be honest with you, as far as wide receiver, it's going to be a very big question mark. I mean, we signed Miles Austin from the Dallas Cowboys, but they've been holding him out, you know, in training camp due to his hamstring. They just want to take precautions for him. So that's gonna be a very big question mark. We added Andrew Hawkins, which was a division rival. We stole a player from the division rival, and he's been absolutely just torching the field right now.
Right.
Having a good running back stable when we have the Ben Tate there, we have some rookies behind them, Terrence West, Isaiah Cromwell. Those are good running backs that are going to be very good too. So I mean, it really just going to depend on quarterback stability. I mean, that's the one thing that we mentioned with all 3 of the other teams out there.
But you know, it's funny because I think with the AFC North, I think it's going to come down to offense. It's always been a defensive-minded division, but I think offense will win this year. Cincinnati, they have the offense, but it's like Dalton sometimes, he let you down. I mean, yeah, you have AJ Green, and it's like every 3 games he throws dumb picks.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or he takes a dumb sack. Also, excuse me, Big Google, but also you look at Baltimore with Flacco, do they have enough offensively? I like Steve Smith. I mean, I think that was a great addition because he's a veteran. He can help Torrey Smith, but the running back situation, with Ray Rice missing 2 games, I think it's going to put him in a hole.
Well, I mean, he missing the first 2 games. So in essence, I mean, you know, this is a 16-game season because, of course, you got to look at the fact of that division, you know, the potential of injuries, all of this stuff. So I wouldn't necessarily count him out due to the fact that he just got to miss the first 2 games. So in all, you really think about it, that division, I mean, it's been teams, Pittsburgh and Baltimore both have looked like they no way possible making the playoffs over the years, and seeing like in the last stretch games or the 5 stretch games that make the playoffs.
But do you want to be 0-2? In that division, you don't want to start off slow in that division.
You don't want to start off, but if the 0-2 is against the Titans and against somebody else or whatever, and it's not necessarily impacting your play in the division itself, you can't. I don't think you can count them out due to the fact that they have the veteran leadership and the coaching staff in place that could really get those guys to the next where they playing up to par. You know, but at the same time, of course, Baltimore, like you say, it's going to come down to offense. When that's all said and done, like you say, the addition of Steve Smith allows, you know, downfield, you got to cover him. Safety got to worry about Steve Smith, and it opens up the door. You got Ray Rice once again once he come back coming out the backfield. So they're gonna be lethal, and that's just that he is a plus and he's an asset. But now at the same time, from Pittsburgh's standpoint, you know, I mean, Darius Hayward-Bay, if he can just do what he's been doing and everything, that's gonna help Roethlisberger, and then that running game, of course, gonna be pound, 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 pound. So in that sense, there. But all in all, back to Cleveland, I just hope that with the addition of Johnny Manziel, with all of those potential receivers and everything, and even the Josh Gordon situation, tight defense, I just hope the stigma of what has been Cleveland Brown, that they're not destroying people's careers and ending great. They draft picks every time they draft a quarterback or somebody. It just seems like it's just over. Like you went to Cleveland, I know you was a great collegiate player, but oh my God, like what the world happened? You went to Cleveland. Like, I mean, can we get beyond the fact that since '99 coming back, resurrecting from the dead, you know, in 1999, them jokers had, you know, I mean, what they 77 wins since '99, from 95, from 65 to 95. They, you know, 30 playoff appearances, and you know, what in the world is going on?
Really get on. I mean,
14. I mean, you know,
you're definitely speaking some truth right there. But like I said, the defense has come back. Another offensive player that is on that team, Jordan Cameron, that nobody's really talking about too much either. He's one of those hybrid tight ends that's going to step up. He did well last year, even though he had 3 different quarterbacks starting for him. I think, like I said, with Brian Hoyer starting this year, he's going to start, okay? I'm just putting it out there. That's who it's going to be. Brian Hoyer connecting with him, they're going to be very good. I'm telling you.
Cleveland Browns over the years, I just say, because once again, it's such a talented roster team. But at the same time, bro, it's just a shame. And if you're Cleveland Brown fans, you're watching this, maybe you can send a message to the administrative president or somebody like that. But at the same time, lately, with all of this talent, y'all kind of remind me of the Mud Dogs before Bobby Boucher come on the scene and everything. So in essence there, I don't want to be seeing all these press conferences and all that stuff about, you know, Johnny Manziel and the potential this and that. Can some way, somehow, maybe LeBron coming to Cleveland can get this stigma that's been on this stench that's been in the nostril of Cleveland fans and everything.
But you know what? I think they made some good moves. I like what they've done. I like Ben Tate because finally they have a running back now. They haven't had a running back in years. I mean, so they have a running back. Hopefully he can stay healthy. But again, we're going to wrap it up. Let me tell you, what you think? Who do you think is going to be the low total goal? Who do you think is the worst team in the division?
To be honest with you, I mean, Cleveland has to be at the bottom of the totem pole right now until we can actually prove something.
Yeah, of course. What kind of question is that? Who's at the bottom of the totem pole? Cleveland? What you mean? Cleveland Browns? I mean, when you got a team that just, a whole city desperate and everything. If Cleveland made the playoffs, they'll be happier than a tornado in a trailer park, you know?
Right.
So in that sense, they're the bottom of the barrel.
Well, I think it's going to be Baltimore, so we're going to wrap
At
it
the
up.
bottom of the barrel?
Yeah, but once again, we have Will's Barbershop in Fayetteville, North Carolina. I want to thank all the fans who subscribe, who watch every show. Hey, thank you again. Come follow us on Twitter at the 3 Point Conversion. Follow us on Facebook at the 3 Point Conversion page, on Instagram. We'll see you later. We out.
Peace.